And to go any further, because I know somebody will come on my platform, they're gonna try to argue me to the ground about this. You have to go all the way back to King Henry VIII. Okay, King Henry VIII is why government and church are not what they are used to be. At one time, church was in government, and yet all of that changed when King Henry VIII wanted to marry Anne Boleyn and divorce Catherine, and he wasn't able to do so. And that's why we are where we are right now. So again, people have been trying to alter things as far as government, and it just made things worse. As soon as they took the church out of government, that's when everything went downhill. And that's why there's no morals, no values, no principles, no ethics as far as in government. There never has been. So all of this that's going on is just a way to get people to basically essentially start protesting, aka black people, for there to be martial law. And we're not feeding into that. We're not. I'm sorry, Caucasian people, but black people, African American people, African descent people, and African people are not feeding into this. The Asian community is not feeding into this. And the Latino community that did not vote for that man, and the Hispanic community that did not vote for that man or vote for any of these politicians, are not feeding into this, because we're not. Because here's the thing. They're going to be, them billionaires are going to start losing a lot of money. If people do not have jobs and they're only given like a small percentage, somebody going to be screwed. So all I will say is, you are wasting your time trying to get us to be involved in stuff that we never asked for in the first place, never wanted. We were actually the scapegoats. We were the guinea pigs. We were the ones that when this was happening to us in the early 80s and the early 90s and the early 2000s, y'all didn't think that it would affect you. Well, guess what? We were the experiments. And now it is affecting you. So at the end of the day, I don't know why you think that black people gonna get involved in something. We know, number one, it ain't got nothing to do with us. Number two, if we do, there's going to be martial law. And we're not going to do it because we know better. So we're not getting involved because we have way more to lose than you do. So yes, in the end, everybody is going to suffer because they're not going to get what they want. They're not going to get the reaction that they want from black people. They're not going to get the action that they want as far as a reaction when it comes to the Asian community. They're not going to get the reaction that they want when it comes to the Hispanics and the Latino community. They're not getting that from us. We're chilling. What do y'all want us to do? We didn't vote for this. 92% of black women did not vote for this. 92% of black women are losing their jobs. And yet we're still surviving. Because the one thing that we as black women know how to do is survive. We have been through so much trauma and yet we are still standing. No matter what. So like I said, I don't care about race. Race means nothing to me. But at the same time, this is not geared to minorities. This is geared to Caucasian women. I've said this before. I've been saying this for years. There's a lot I can say right now. Not going to. So like I said, I'm going to sit back. And yes, this has been a very difficult time because I'm one of them black women that lost my job. But here's the truth of it all. This is not geared to us. This is geared to you. You voted for it. This is what y'all wanted. Racism, discrimination, diversity, and division was more important to you than doing what was right for everybody, including minorities, for there to be equality in this country versus division, diversity, racism, and discrimination. That was more important to you. You got what you wanted, and now you're paying for it. This is what racism is doing to us. This is what discrimination, diversity, and division is doing to us. When are y'all going to wake up and realize that whether you like it or not, you need minorities in this country? When are y'all going to understand that we're not threats to you? We ain't done nothing to you. We're not bothering you. When are y'all going to understand the only thing that minorities want is to be treated fairly in this country? That is it. Nothing more. We just want to be able to have a seat at the table. That is it. That is all. Nothing more. We are no threat to you. We do not bother you. And when it comes to negativity, it doesn't have a color. There's no color in negativity. Everybody in this world bleeds, has body parts that are no different than one another. We all get sick. Everything happens to us the same. The only difference is all of our complexions are different. We may speak different languages, may be raised differently. But other than that, we're the same. God created humanity. God never wanted diversity when it came to that, or racism, or discrimination, or diversity. God wanted one nation under God. You really think this is what God would want? You really think God would want any of this based on the Bible that y'all talk about all the time? Absolutely not. At the end of the day, I do not understand what exactly is the threat here. This country was not ours. It is not Caucasian people's. This was Indians' country before it was anybody else's. And they welcomed y'all into this country and you took over. So at the end of the day, like I said, you voted for this. Y'all made choices, decisions, actions, and behavior. And there are consequences, repercussions, and karma that y'all got to live with. The only problem is you're not the only ones that's going to suffer. Anybody that's in this country is going to suffer because of this situation. They just are. So at the end of the day, if you choose to stay here, this is what you're going to have to deal with. If you choose to leave, then you don't have to deal with it. But in the end, like I said, this was a choice. It was decisions, and based upon that, there were actions and behavior, which in terms were consequences, repercussions, and karma. So again, I don't know what you want. For those of us that did not vote for this man, what do you want us to do? There's not really anything we can do. Why? Because you're not going to do what is necessary to change things. Y'all not going to stop shopping. You're not going to stop going to concerts. You're not going to stop spending money. And you're not going to make these billionaires broke. So if you're not going to make the billionaires broke, then why are we having this conversation? The only way this is going to change is if the billionaires in this country end up broke. Because remember, when COVID hit, how many of them went bankrupt? How many companies went bankrupt? That is how you're going to change it. Nothing else is going to change it until they stop making money. Until they're broke. That's the only way. But being that they're not broke, then it's going to continue to happen. But it's not just the United States where these people got to be broke. It's all around the world. That's the only way things are going to change. So again, sometimes you got to sit still and just watch. And sometimes you got to move. But at the end of the day, my faith in God does not waver. So I'm just going to sit still like God wants me to until it's over with, like the story of Moses. And with that being said, I'm going to bed. Bye, y'all.